Roll open.
Welcome to Dwire Field. Here's the Mason Comets take on the Princeton Vikings in a highly anticipated GMC matchup. I'm Andrew Little alongside my broadcast partner Daniel Pinetti, live for ICRC Sports. And Princeton taking the opening kickoff. It's Antonio Hunter all the way down to the 25-yard line. An incredible return.
There's a way to start a football game.
Princeton is riding hot. 3-0, leading the GMC, coming off a 30-16 win over Lakota East, and then the week before beat Lakota West, the reigning GMC champs, 18-3.
Yeah, this Princeton team, they're riding the hot hand, as you said, 3-0, 2-0 in the GMC, just beat both Lakotas. And a big thing that Mason's gonna have to watch out for is that new quarterback, D'Angelo Birch. He's a passer and he's a runner. He almost runs more than he throws the ball. He will make you pay, so make you pay through the air and make you pay on the run.
Yeah, like you said, Daniel, sophomore quarterback D'Angelo Birch. They're a run-heavy team. Watch out for another sophomore, David Hambrick, their running back. He's going to start show. And Hambrick, Birch takes it on the read option and gets up to close to the first down marker.
Yeah, what we're going to see a lot is that option offense. It's what Princeton has been thriving through the entire season. And I just love Birch does a great job of selling that fake. You're going to see a lot tonight. Looks like he's handing it off to Hambrick, but he keeps it himself, makes it a second and short. Princeton already in the red zone and already knocking at the door.
Birch takes the snap, facing some pressure from Dowers, flag thrown. Birch gonna tuck it, takes a big hit from Woolfolk on the sideline.
Huge hit from Woolfolk, and we're gonna see a flag already. Nice job by Birch to just not force anything, try to take the small yards.
And Princeton is walking back. Believe this one's going to be holding. That flag was thrown early in the play in the backfield.
And something I saw in their games versus West and East is that this is a very, know exactly what the word is, but this offense gets penalized a lot.
Oh, yeah,
so
last year that was the key, is that Princeton had, I believe, 16 penalties, and that's why the Comets were able to come away with a 10-7 win. Penalties, were their killer last year.
Yeah, like you said, last year it's a low-scoring game. This keys to the game for Princeton is pressure. The quarterback will get to that once Mason gets on the offense with the quarterback problems. The momentum, we mentioned earlier how they have that 3-0 run and looking to keep it going as of now.
Yeah, when you have a young team, that early season momentum so critical. Birch, Hambrick, all the guys have a lot of energy.
How far did they get pushed back?
And that holding 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so pushes them back all the way to the 35-yard line. It's a killer penalty.
So it's likely going to force Birch to throw the ball. It might see still in the shotgun, running back to his right, same formation as the option from that first play.
Went from second and short to second and 20.
Just can't have mistakes like that against Mason, who's trying to regroup off of a brutal loss last week. You can't give them anything to try and stay in this game.
And they're moving up. Yes, officials recalculating the distance. They went back 15, needed to go back 10 yards.
Another thing we need to look for, maybe not this drive, but some trickery from Princeton's offense. The running back, David Hambrick, who's also a quarterback as well, a trick play with a 40-yard touchdown pass to the senior Jordan Houston last week. So watch out for the dual threat.
Birch takes it, hands off to Hambrick. Hambrick has a gap, but brought down.
It's Woolfolk again. All over the field so far. Not sure about the second and long run. It's going to set up a third and long. Their kicker so far 1 for 1 on field goals this season. So wonder if they feel really confident with him.
Once again, Birch and Hambrick, the sophomores in the backfield for Princeton.
Cole Kimball,
Birch,
the
play
kicker.
action, rolls out to the left, facing pressure. And he's taken down just in front of the line of scrimmage. It was Tammy Adesanya and Noah Dowers in on that tackle.
And Noah Dowers, 5 solo tackles on the year, 3 assists. The junior been stepping up pretty big this year. Almost a pretty new defense from last year. Last year was filled with seniors, so it's a pretty new look for this Mason defense. And before Hamilton, they were looking very, very good. So you wonder if they can get back some of that momentum, especially with the home crowd, 2 straight away games.
Yeah, defense played really well in the first 2 weeks, struggled last week, gave up 38, trying to rebound here. Birch facing a lot of pressure, dumps it off to Hunter. Hunter's gonna get close to the first down line, but Comets think they stopped him.
And the defense and offense coming off of the field. Nice job by Mason after the huge kick return, being able to stop them. Now we'll see the sophomore kicker come out, Cole Kimball, 1 for 1 on field goals so far this year.
And after that amazing opening kickoff return, the Comets are definitely going to take that, forcing the Vikings to kick the field goal. They started off with excellent field position.
I'm surprised Princeton isn't considering going for this. You have the option offense. The Birch can choose he wants to keep the ball or not. And
Comets. And Tally. Excuse us, that was 4th down earlier. Sakai Tally.
The helmet comes
for the
off.
Comets. The helmet off, so he's going to have to check out after that play.
Tally, 25 attempts on the year, 111 yards. Chase Blevins behind him on 138. This Mason offense, they come in as the 3rd best rushing in the league, but 10th in passing. They average about 150 rushing yards per game. So, but a stellar good Princeton defense, 1st in the GMC with rushing. See if Mason can get that run game going.
That ball nearly intercepted. Ashton Shape's first pass goes right to the hands of Solomon Farrell.
Almost looked like he threw it right to him. Mason lucky to get away with that. And a big thing going into this game is the quarterback situation. Of course, starter Quinn Brown got injured against Oak Hills. So it's up to Ashton Sheaf if he can get this offense rolling.
Sheaf has it. Cale Jordan in motion. Sheaf hands it off to Tally. He's fighting.
Mason able to push him
Chugging
up.
forward. What a run from Sakai Tally.
And that gets the crowd going. Look at that. Almost 10 yards being pushed. Huge. Huge for Mason. And that's going to be a 1st down.
Yeah, and one of the Comets' keys as we watch this replay, Tally gets met about 2 to 3 yards at the line of scrimmage, but keeps fighting forward. He's small, just 5'5", but very strong. Has a lot of heart and shows it on that run.
Was met by Farrell, just wasn't able to bring him down. Mason gets the 1st down, see if they can build something off of this.
Sheaf hands it off to Tally again, finds a gap, runs a man over. He's still going, getting close to midfield now at the 43.
And we might already be seeing a potential playmaker. Last year, games like this, it was the senior Nick Sailors, especially those last couple weeks, with putting up 6+ touchdowns in back-to-back games. And I mean, watch out for Tally. He's looking really good so far, getting that energy up, which is what this offense needs.
He's going to get a bit of a break. Tammy Adesanya, the linebacker, checked in at running back. They're trying him out this week, see if they can get some juice in the run game. Adesanya gets close to the 1st down marker, but pushed back.
It's his 2nd run of the year. First one went for 14.
He gets the 1st down with forward progress.
Let's take a look at this Princeton defense. 1st overall in the GMC. Just only good things to say really about this team. And one guy who really stands out about this team is the senior PJ Nelson. He's just all over the field. Already seen him so far. A pick 6 versus Lakota West. If you're Mason and there's a guy you had to circle this week, it's 100% going to be P.J. Nelson.
Keep an eye out for number 8 on that Princeton defense. Hand it off again to Adesanya. Picks up 3 or 4 from that first down run, and Tally will check back into the backfield.
You know what I liked from Adesanya those couple runs is that he didn't try to make any guys miss or anything like that, just trying to run people over. You know, he's a linebacker trying to get some carries. He has that strength. You know, a linebacker against a DB and the linebacker running, you put your shoulder down, linebacker or the guy running the ball is most likely going to win those.
We've seen a lot of Comets running, but one thing they haven't been able to do the past few weeks is get the passing game going. Sheaf drops back, and it's intercepted. Princeton on the return. It's Kevin Jordan, the senior defensive back. So all the momentum the Comets had rolling on that drive deflated. Kevin Jordan makes the play for the Vikings.
And that's a huge killer. We saw that first pass from Sheaf, almost threw it right into Princeton's hands. Take a look at this replay. Play action, rolls out to his right. Off of his back foot, you just can't force that. And a guy like Jordan, he's going to make you pay. His first interception of the year, one of the best defenders on this Princeton team.
Sheaf is facing pressure, and like you said, Daniel, off his back foot. Didn't have his mechanics totally right there, just forced it.
Your first start, you can't force that.
Birch, some trickery.
And here's the trick play.
Deep for Jordan Houston, and again, his second touchdown pass of the year.
We saw it last week, and we're going to see it again. And we mentioned it earlier, this trickery that Princeton shows, and Mason just not ready for it.
That's a great time to dial up the trick play, coming off the Mason turnover, Mason defense.
What a throw!
Yeah, from a running back.
From a running back.
Fantastic ball.
And we mentioned the backup quarterback as well as a running back. You're just setting yourself up for trickery.
Parker Evans, senior, knocks through the extra point. Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
So you're Mason. Something you learned from that offensive drive is that you can compete. That run game was showing pretty good signs before the interception. It just looks like, you know, your Coach Kastner and Mr. Little, you're telling them that, you know, you gotta get this run game going. If you're talking to Sheaf, you can't force anything like that. This Princeton defense, they're 3-0 for a reason, because this defense is electric. So you just gotta just shy away from those mistakes.
Yeah, process was right there. I got the running game going, then dialed up play action. That's the right call. Unfortunately, it just wasn't executed properly. So expect the Comets to have a similar game plan here on the second drive. Keep an eye to see if it's Sheaf out there again. Last week, Caden Ashurst, fellow junior, got the starting quarterback. This week, it's Sheaf. So Comets still trying to figure out who's really going to take over for Quinn Brown.
Let's see what Mason can do.
Charlie Raymond and Brandon Dunn back to receive the kick. Dunn will let it drop out of bounds, so Comets going to start with good field position after that penalty.
So you're Mason, you got a taste of what this defense is like. You know, we've already said it a couple of times, the pass game, it's going to come slow. You probably got to start with a couple screens, maybe a slant over the middle, but just nothing long and outside. That's Princeton's going to make you pay for it. And the thing is, it was Kevin Jordan, it wasn't P.J. Nelson. Don't let that interception take away from how good these other players are for Princeton.
And Daniel, you said, you know, stay away from the middle of the field where P.J. Nelson is, but it's going to be tough. You've got rangy corners and safeties like the Vikings have. And it is Sheaf back out there. Tally at running back.
Got to see if he can regroup after that.
Bunch formation to the left.
Get a whistle. You know, your Sheaf, we say it's his first start. You got to see how he can respond after that. A lot of guys, they get a they make a mistake like that, and they just don't let it get out of their head. It's probably something that Kastner told them right after is, it's a mistake, it happens, this team's really good. You gotta just let it go, short memory, and move on to this drive.
Sheaf, ready to take the snap, looks left, facing pressure, he's gonna tuck it, and is gonna be able to get just in front of the line of scrimmage, picks up maybe a yard.
Yeah, good pursuit by Princeton. Almost looked like a couple QB spies on the play, and you know, your Sheaf as well. You're not really going to be able to run on this defense either. It's a lot of greats about this defense. There's not a lot of holes, unfortunately, for a struggling offense that like Mason, only averaging about 9 points a game. They gotta figure something out.
Hill Jordan, the tight end, checks in. Sheaf hands it off to Tally. He's running hard, but only able to get about a yard. And there's some extracurriculars going on. No flag. These two GMC rivals gonna expect some motion.
As well as the close game last year, it's a heavy rivalry. Mason and Princeton for a long time.
Yeah, that game last year came down to the wire, and Princeton, that game was at Princeton. I was up in the box calling that one. Princeton did not expect to lose that game, and you know that's been in their memory ever since. So this team is hungry to get revenge.
Defense pressing the receivers, trips to the left.
Sheaf rolls out to the left, and he's facing heavy pressure brought down by P.J. Nelson. Who else? He's got offers from multiple Power 5 programs, including Michigan, Michigan State, Boston College, Illinois, Kentucky, and you can see why.
You can just keep going on.
Traits there, yeah.
It's his 4th sack of the year, 4.5 to be exact. He just flies all over the field. If he figures out where that ball is, he's gonna be there and he's gonna make a play.
Comets forced a punt, and that is a rough one. Quinn Brown. He was the starting quarterback to start the year, had a shoulder injury, but he's still able to punt. That was not the play he would have liked.
Yeah, kind of easing him back into the action, hoping in the next couple of weeks they can get him back.
Yeah, hoping he can get back as a tight end, which he played predominantly last year.
Well, his brother was the quarterback.
Yeah, when his brother Larson was throwing the ball. But unfortunately, Quinn Brown's season throwing the ball is most likely over.
It's really unfortunate with the almost uncertainty at what the quarterback position was going to look like. You found a guy like Brown who could run the offense, but it's football. Injuries happen, and you know, it's up to these two guys now to see who can step up, who can take command of this offense, because at the end of the day, someone's got to do it.
Yep. Birch hands it off.
A jet sweep and amazing pursuits from Mason. Gets him way behind the line of scrimmage.
Jordan Fitzpatrick, the junior receiver, took that jet sweep, but waited a little too long to make the decision on where to cut, and Comets defense made it pay. Forced a big tackle for loss, pushing him back 6 yards.
Yeah, we mentioned this Mason defense, 2nd in the GMC in rushing, only allowing about 81 per game. An amazing pursuit. That was Ryan Davis.
Followed that ball, that incredibly. Birch tucks it, tricks the Mason defense, breaks through his first tackle and gets all the way to the 45.
Able to gain all of that lost yards back and some. Mason, they just got to be ready. You know, you have a huge play like that against this offense like Princeton. You can't let them regroup.
4 down territory for the Vikings at the 35-yard line. Third and 5. But expect them, if they don't get it, to still go for it on 4th. Birch has it. Dumps it off to Hambrick. And it's Ryan Davis again trying to make the tackle. Hambrick breaks free. It's going to be very close to the 1st down marker.
Pushed out of bounds by Preston Astora, and
Estoesta saves the 1st down. So 4th and short. Vikings offense going to stay on the field.
Didn't work last drive, but you know, you gotta like the aggression with how good this offense has been. Nice stiff arm on that replay by Hambrick. The sophomore running back, we talk a lot about guys who are gonna be future stars in a GMC. Last year was guys like Talon Fisher of Fairfield and Eugene Harvey of Sycamore. It's this backfield for Princeton.
And Birch holds on to it in the read option, but Comets identify it, and they force another 4th down stop. They've got the energy again.
They were ready for it. It's Noah Dowers again, the second time being in the backfield, blowing up that option. So this defense is already stepping up, already a lot better than last week.
Last week they were put in some tough spots, a couple costly turnovers from the Comets, and then things kind of just got out of hand. But so far, defense is stepping up against a very good Princeton offense.
Sheaf coming out for his 3rd drive. Mason still rolling with him. Wonder if we do see Ash burst a little bit, maybe in the second half, depending on how the rest of this game goes. Just under 3 minutes here left in the first.
Calling Billhorn in motion. Sheaf drops back, clean pocket.
Has a lot of time.
Finds Greer, but passes a little low. Jamie Overson was able to get some pressure at the very last second and force the inaccurate throw.
That pass intended for Braden Greer. Greer last year, 3 receptions for 41 yards. He was Larson Brown's favorite target. So far this year, it hasn't exactly gone his way. Still only a couple weeks into the season.
Yeah, this whole receiving group has had a tough start to their year.
Greer only 4 receptions, 31 yards on the year. Blevins and Billhorn, the lone guys with touchdowns in this receiving group. But it just feels like we're waiting for a Braden Greer breakout game anytime soon.
The Comets really could use one today.
See if Sheaf can just settle down a little bit. We saw that play. He had a pretty clean pocket, got rushed there towards the end. But you know, you got a pretty good group of receivers, you know. Blevins, Greer, Billhorn. It's not an untalented group. This Mason team, a little sneaky underrated.
Starters from last year. And this is just where Sheaf, a little inexperienced, making his first start.
And you know those nerves got to be flying around.
Trying to get comfortable. He'll take the snap. Billhorn once again in motion. Handed off to Taylor. And a big hit from Andrew Wells coming out of the secondary, but Taylor's still able to get 5 yards, 3rd and 5 now.
Wells, one of the leading tacklers for this Princeton team, 24 on the year, has forced a fumble on the season, and he's only a sophomore too. We talked about this young offensive team, but on defense as well, this team they're going to be good for years to come.
Yeah, Nelson, a junior, but then a lot of these other guys, Andre Parker, Andrew Wells, sophomores, very young. Vikings defense. Sheaf takes it, play action, the bubble to Braden Greer off target.
Just a lot of miscommunication so far. And you know that's something that Coach Kastner was probably really trying to hit home in practice this week. You know it's a new quarterback. You got to get those connections going. Just so far, Mason hasn't been able to do that. So Brown comes back on for a second punt, hoping a little better than last. And it is. Drives Princeton back, returned.
Donovan Favors gets it, and Quinn Brown, much better punt there. That's more the kick he was hoping for when he returned to the field. Now Vikings have a long way to go on this next drive with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter.
It's the best field position that this defense has had so far, and they've been able to do exceptionally well with, you know, the first drive starting in their territory and last drive
drives that have started inside Comet territory, they've been able to prevent points.
So when we still haven't seen a ton of Birch throwing, it's really been the running back Hambrick off that one pass. He gets the handoff.
Takes it and gets stuffed right around where he started. I think Picks up 2 yards after the push.
Tackled by number 17, Ryan Davis. We hear that name a lot.
Yeah, Davis having himself a bit of a breakout game so far.
Something
Been
this
splitting
team
time at linebacker, but with Adesanya playing some offense, that's opening up some snaps for Ryan Davis. He's making the most of it so far.
Still waiting to see the sophomores, John Hendricks and Juan Bates so far.
More trickery.
And a nice tackle once again from Mason. That's number 9.
Takes down Jordan Fitzpatrick.
SOS, he's been all over the field making play after play. A lot of guys stepping up so far for Mason, and it's really what they've needed.
Trying to get the energy going for the Comet sideline, Comet fans. Beach theme for the Black Hole student section.
So we just tally under a minute left here in the first quarter. So far, you're seeing a lot of good from this Mason defense. You hope this offense is getting some motivation on the sideline.
And we're going to get a timeout from Coach Andre Parker for Princeton. Daniel, 3rd and 5 here in your own territory. Probably not a 4-down situation. If you're Coach Parker, what are you dialing up for D'Angelo Birch, David Hambrick, and this Princeton offense?
I think you go back to that option. I mean, it's been a little inconsistent so far, but all season it's been what's working for them most. You give Birch the option to hand it off or keep it, and you can see he does a great job of selling the fake too. But I mean, this Mason defense, they've been blowing up the option as well. We've seen a lot of guys get there in the backfield and disrupt it. So I wonder if that timeout, Princeton's on their heels a little bit here on offense. Noah Dower's one of the main guys. You see him on the edge, closest to the screen. And they're gonna line up in that shotgun formation, right?
Birch takes the snap. And he finds his target if it's first down, but flag in the backfield.
Brought down by Kyle Wilson.
Landon Myrie, sophomore receiver.
There's another flag. We talk about how Princeton, they get penalized a lot on offense, and this call might come back to hurt them. Still discussing what the call is. Most likely a holding is what you see a lot in situations like this. Discussing 29 seconds left here in the first. One of the first.
On the Comets.
It's on the Comets.
It was on the D'Lo Birch, took a big hit as he got the ball out to Landon Myrie.
Oh, you can't afford that. Mason cannot afford for the dumb penalties. Can't rough the passer, and all of a sudden you went from good territory, almost forcing a 4th down. Now Princeton is on a roll here in Mason territory. Going to hand it off.
Hands it off to Hambrick. He's still moving along, getting up to the 35.
Hambrick, he's not going to go down on the first tackle. We've already seen he's going to keep going. What you love to see from especially a sophomore, weighing in at 185-10, nicknamed Lil Dave, going around the high school.
Birch keeps it. Brought down immediately by Malachi Reed.
Malachi Reed, one of the few returning guys from this offense. Seven solo tackles on the year, 2 tackles for loss.
That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Princeton Vikings leading the Comets 7-0, have the ball in Comet territory. We're going to take a quick break and be back with you for all the second quarter action.
you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
I'm surprised how good the defense is.
We're back here. Birch in the backfield. Handed it off to Tino Brown Freeman. But did not do enough to get the first down. Comets get the stop.
And it looks to be his first carry of the season. The only guys really running the ball so far is Hambrick and Birch. Hambrick 3 touchdowns on the year, Birch 1. We talked about how much Birch loves to run the ball, almost more rushing attempts than passing. It's going to be 4th and short. They're going to keep the offense out on the field once again.
Birch. And the shotgun. Has Brown Freeman in the backfield with him. Myrie.
They're going to get a timeout.
Back, yeah.
Vikings.
Coach Parker calls second timeout of the half.
And every time it's been 4th down for Princeton, they've kept the offense on, mostly because it's always been 4th and pretty short. But it just shows how confident they are in this offense. And I mean, so far, Mason's done a perfect job of stopping the 4th and short game. This defensive line generating great pressure, and you can just tell that they've been waiting for the option all week. We talked so much about how guys like Tyler Dalton, Noah Dowers have been swarming in the backfield, and especially Dowers. You gotta give that guy his flowers right now.
Yeah.
Containing super well, and if being 4th down, it's a perfect time for the option. I wouldn't expect them to run another pass with Hambrick, but you know, anything's possible.
Birch and Hambrick. Birch takes the snap, drops back facing pressure, steps forward, and finds his man, Antonio Hunter, with the first down and a little bit more, now to the 25.
Hunter, one of the top receivers for Princeton, 8 receptions, 37 yards on the young year. And Princeton missing one of potentially their starting receivers with the sophomore Caleb Miller, standing in at a 6'4" frame.
Yeah, and their Vanderbilt commit, Dorian Williams. So
one of the best guys in the GMC.
They've had guys like Hunter step up in his absence. And Birch stepping forward, but takes a big hit from Kai Woolfolk.
Huge sack from Woolfolk, and that's going to be his first sack of the season. Birch looks like he was dialing up something deep, but Kai able to just take him down.
Birch along with Tay Hibbett in the backfield. Hibbett fumbles it.
And Mason got it. Mason falls on the ball, and it's Kai Woolfolk once again just made the sack.
Noah Dowers gets in there as the handoff happens, and Woolfolk slides in. Comets, that is the momentum swing they needed.
Yeah, you want to talk about momentum. This defense has just shown up to play so far. I don't think we've seen Princeton have this much trouble on the offensive side of the ball so far. You got all that momentum. You have this home field. It's just a matter of time before this offense starts clicking. And Sheaf in once again.
Jordan. Tally takes it, runs through Nelson. Picks it up. About 6 yards.
Tally, he's just been running hard all game. That's what you love to see from the new running back for Mason.
Senior. Tally's provided a great boost to this run game.
It's near his 30th rush of the season.
Caden Ashurst checks in on this play. His first snap. Again, hands it off to Tally.
He's got room.
Some room. Barrels down to the 40-yard line. The Comets got the chunk play they needed. They're sideline fired up after the fumble. The big run from Tally. So we'll check out, get a breather.
There's the first big play that Mason's been looking for. A huge run from Tally. He's been commanding this offense so far right now.
Jaden Smith checking in at running back. We're gonna get a watch it, just a well blocked from Cale Jordan, and then Tally. All he needed was a little bit of open space. Uses his speed.
And
Jaden Smith once again. Comets run it on first down. He only gets a couple yards.
Nice job by Tally to bounce out to the outside. A lot of times running backs will just try to, just rush up the middle, see whatever they can get, but that ball carrier vision, just able to bounce it out, has so much room. And Mason, for the first time tonight, they're in Princeton territory.
And Smith tried to bounce that last run outside. Princeton is able to bring him down. Once again, it's Ashurst and Smith in the backfield.
Looks like maybe a little flip. 3 in motion to the right.
Nick Maines in at tight end. Ashurst hands it off to Smith. He's got a lot of room on the left side of the field. Brought down by Nelson. And that's why he's one of the most highly coveted recruits in Southwest Ohio. Tracks down Smith there in what could have been a big play.
Yeah, incredible speed on the outside from Nelson. We've talked so much about him already and how just a freak of an athlete that he is. Mason almost able to bounce that out. Smith able to the outside. Got a few. Wish he could have gotten maybe a better angle, but we'll take what you can get right now, and that'll make it second and about medium. See if they want to throw the ball.
Sheaf back in, rolling out right. And he finds his man. Chase Blevins working for the sideline. Dives forward, gets to the 5. Comets are in the red zone. We've seen a little bit of Ashurst, a little bit of Sheaf on the stride, but it's working out for the Comets. They've got something going.
And Sheaf, there is a sigh of relief that he gets right there. Huge pass. We had a couple bad throws, but beautiful throw right here. And Blevins, great job being able to stay in bounds. Mason now in the red zone, but there is a flag.
The flag was thrown, if you saw the replay, was thrown just after Blevins caught it. Kastner offset, it's on the Comets.
You hate to see a reaction like that from the head coach. Looks like this is going to be coming back, but either way, amazing play from Mason.
Certainly kills some of the momentum. And with plays like that, Blevins was wide open. Curious to see what the call is. Flag was thrown where there was really no players in sight. So they got to push back 15 yards.
Did we see what that call was?
10 yards. Still waiting on the official announcement, but it looks like the ball's going to be placed at the 45.
But either way, that's a big sigh of relief for Ashton Sheaf. He had those.
It's offensive pass interference. That's not a play you see a lot. And if you were wondering why Chase Blevins was so open, it's because of that. A little bit of contact, gets the call, and pushes him back. It's a big deflator.
Really
back to the 51, 15 yards from the spot of the foul. That is a tough break.
Yeah, you go from a 1st and goal around the 10 to back at midfield, back almost into your territory. But if Mason, this drive, they've looked really good. If they're able to keep that going, hopefully they do.
Yeah, you want to be positive on how that play went, use that as momentum, but it's really tough to focus on it when you catch a break like that with a penalty.
Just hope they can get some points out of this drive.
Sheaf takes the snap, forced to throw, facing a lot of pressure, just barely gets the ball out.
And it's going to be called dead. Nice job to just spike it. Don't allow a fumble. A ton of pressure from the Princeton defensive line. And let's take a look at this replay. 2 guys come free.
It's Kylie Jarrett. junior defensive end.
And Micah Cottrell coming in as well.
Another flag thrown. Returned by Hunter. He's got some room down the right side of the field. It's just Hunter and Brown.
Oh,
Runner's
this.
gone.
Uh-oh.
And Antonio Hunter's going to take it to the house. Now, there was a flag thrown at the beginning of the play. But
and there's the speed of Antonio Hunter. Great wide receiver. He had a couple catches earlier. He's been the return guy all year, able to bounce back the outside. Great blocking. There's number 23 in front of him, able to get Brown out of the way, and that's just textbook returning. That it's hard. It's just hard to defend. Andrew Wells on the blocking there, setting it up.
Flag got picked up. So Princeton, what a swing of momentum. Comets looked like they were going to be putting some points on the board. Now it's 14-0 Vikings. Is that extra point's good? Just a worst case scenario turn of events for Mason.
Really couldn't have gone any worse for Mason those last couple of plays, but you established a bit of an offense that last drive, and it's great to see. You just hope you got 7 minutes left. You have a lot of time. Just the run game, it's been working with Tally. You keep that going. You try and keep on, pushing Chief into some situations, get a couple short passes. This Mason offense, we've already said it, but it feels like they're bound to get going.
Now they were going to have the ball at the 5-yard line, but first and goal, offensive pass interference pushes it back, and then Antonio Hunter makes the big play. Comet sidelines totally deflated. 7 minutes left in this first half.
This skill group for Princeton is something you just can't overlook. It's why they're undefeated right now. They have some of the best receivers, running backs in the GMC. And you have a guy like Hunter who can just take it back to the house like that. It's hard to defend.
Charlie Raymond and Brandon Dunn back to return for the Comets.
So you hope Mason can get some sort of a good return here. Maybe just a touchback, see what can happen. You got to set this offense up for success.
Cole Kimball kicking off for the Princeton Vikings. Returned in the end zone by Dunn to take the touchback. Let's start with the ball at the 20-yard line, 80 yards to go.
So yeah, likely to see a lot of handoffs again to Tally. We haven't seen Chase Blevins run the ball much. He's gotten a workload of carries so far this season. See what Mason dials up here, because every drive has been better. They're seeing bits of improvement. Chief back out there again. See what the Comets dial up.
Chief, 3 receivers on his right, Tally to his left, fakes the handoff. He's got to run it. Brought down quickly by who else but Walker. Nelson, excuse me.
Nelson, his third or fourth tackle of the game already. You gotta love the form going, hitting low. When I played, that's something my dad would always say: hit low, because they're not gonna break a tackle if you grab his legs.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened. Stopped right in his tracks. Chief now. Extra protection on the right side. Hands it off to Tally. Tally bounces outside. He's got some blocks. He's running free. Breaks his way for the first down.
A little bit of a delayed handoff, but it works in Mason's favor. And we've seen a lot of trips from Mason so far this game. 3 guys on the right side seems to be their formation. Tally gonna check out. once again. But this run game, we mentioned a lot. It's been working so far, and you're hoping that it can help set up the pass game.
Adesanya and at running back. Chief hands it off to Adesanya. He gets maybe a yard.
Nice pursuit from Princeton. Farrell on the tackle. 11 total this season, 3 tackles for loss for the senior. And this defense, it is pretty young, but it does have its well share of seniors. You know, Farrell being one of them, as well as guys like Gino Neosmith, Kevin Jordan. A well-balanced team, and Caden Ashburst's gonna check in once again. He's gonna hand it off. Gets maybe a couple. Every time that we've seen Ashburst in the game, it's been handoffs. Wonder if we see him throw a little bit.
Chief checks back in.
I guess Mason trying to settle Ashburst into the game a little bit. Maybe in the second half we see him start getting some attempts, but it looks like they trust Sheaf with the pass game right now. Trips once again, 3 guys out to the left, running back to Sheaf's left.
Chief rolls out and gets Chase Blevins for the first down, squeaks out of bounds. 4:15 now.
Perfect throw from Sheaf. That's the second time we've seen it on the out route. That first time to Chase Blevins, but got called back. Nice job being able to roll out to his left, and Blevins being able to squeeze past the defender, getting the first down.
See what, that play was made passable by some great pass blocking from Sakai Talley, picking up the blocker and running back pass protection. One of the more unnoticed parts of the game, but it's critical, and right there sets up a big play for Blevins.
So Mason around midfield now.
Sheaf hands it off to Talley, and he's met in the backfield by Logan Brown, the junior defensive tackle.
Yeah, Logan Brown, number 99. 1 tackle for loss, half a sack on the season. He's one of the main guys here in that front 7, making plays once again. Mason, you're at midfield. Every drive, we've seen Mason make improvements, whether it's breaking out a couple of big runs, Sheaf looking more comfortable throwing the ball, and you're at a point where you just got to start ending the drive in points, whether it's 3. You have the sophomore kicker Max Gokul, who's looked phenomenal this year. Try to get into range for him.
Sheaf running. He's got some room. Nice spin. Get close to the first down marker.
We've seen Sheaf have a design run a couple of times. Looks to maybe be holding his forearm a little bit, but looks to be okay.
Check in.
3rd and 1 for Mason. He said Ashurst coming back in, and you know, like we've mentioned, every time Ashurst has checked in, it's been a run. You wonder if maybe the offense dials up something different here.
Talley in the backfield. I have a feeling it's going to be a run here.
How nice.
And he fumbles the snap. Talley falls on it, but loses about 5 or 6 yards. And Comets might be forced to punt. Just a disaster play on 3rd down.
Really couldn't have gone any worse. Ashurst probably fighting some nerves. Bad snap, gets under his legs. Lucky that number 44, Gino Neosmith, didn't fall on it. And like you said, that's gonna force Mason to punt once again. Pretty disappointing. He got 2 minutes and about 20 seconds left here in the first half. Had a chance to maybe get into field goal range for Gokul. It doesn't look like they're in a punt fake territory. Just pin him, hopefully around the inside the 10.
Brown kicks it off. Return by the dangerous Antonio Hunter around the 15-yard line. He took the last one all the way to the house.
Yeah, Mason
But they're brought down pretty quickly.
Mason does a nice job being able to pretty much circle Hunter around 3 guys, take him down really easily. Minute and 54. We'll see what this Princeton team can do. Already up 2 scores. Seeing if they can make it 3 going into halftime. It will be Mason football going into the second half, as of course Princeton started out with that long kick return.
Birch passes to Hambrick. Makes a couple tacklers miss and gonna get close to the 30-yard line.
See, did he get the first down on that? It looked pretty close.
He reached the ball at the last second. You know, it depends on where they spot this, but some laundry on the field. That play gonna be called back.
It's been a lot of laundry so far for this Princeton offense. Swing it out to the right side. You really hope that the corners are able to contain. Just that time they weren't. Lucky for Mason, they're able to bring it back. It's going to be holding on Princeton.
So the Comets right now could really use a turnover. They opened up their season against Ghana Lincoln at home. Got a safety on the first drive. Hibbett fumbled a couple drives ago. So right now here, with Princeton backed up, here's a chance. They hand it off. Brought down quickly by Dowers and Reed. And Kastner gonna call timeout. Minute 37 and now.
So it looks like Mason might be able to get another chance on offense. Great job of pursuit from the defense. He said Dowers and Reed able to get in. Take a look at this. Hambrick tried to bring it back inside, but Mason right there doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Dowers facing a block from a tight end there, and just you can't have Noah Dowers one-on-one, but with a tight end, he's gonna win that every single time.
And with
fights through the block and gets the tackle there.
With how good of a game Dowers is having, like you said earlier, it's almost like a breakout game. You can't put a tight end on him like that. He's gonna make you pay. And now it's third and long for this Princeton offense. See if they can make something happen. Here Mason gets a stop, and hopefully the offense comes back on. It's a little under 2 minutes left.
And Dowers really needs to step up on this drive as Liam McManus is on the sideline. He's their senior defensive end. They've counted on him a lot this season. So Chris Ajugbawa and Noah Dowers can be counted on to fill in.
And right now, you just can't let anything downfield. You're just going to hand it off.
It's Dowers with another tackle in the backfield. He's been unstoppable the last few plays.
Have a half the junior, Dowers. He's just been in the backfield pretty much every play. And that's going to force Princeton to punt the ball deep in their own territory. So Mason might have a chance to get the ball around midfield.
Yeah, another timeout called by Kastner ahead of this third and long play. But, you know, unless we've seen Princeton break a couple plays, but right here probably just want to play it safe and try to keep the Comets, push them back a little bit, not give them great field positioning with a minute to go. Because Comets won't have any timeouts left on this upcoming offensive possession. Comets and Vikings break the huddle.
It's going to be third and long. It's the whole plan right now if you're Mason is just don't let anything pass you. No red and white should get past any of those safeties. You should be fine.
Preston Estuesta playing a key role here. Malachi Reed nearly gets Birch down, and now Hambrick one-on-one with Whipper gets brought down.
Princeton calls up the screen, doesn't work. This Mason defense, they just had everything. They just had an answer to everything Princeton did that drive. And going into the half, that's perfect for this defense. Every drive, they've just gotten better and better. And Mason gonna call their last timeouts. So It's likely to be no timeouts for this offensive drive. Take a look at this replay. Almost getting Birch in the end zone.
John Hendricks that made the initial stop.
Yeah,
the big sophomore D lineman making plays in space. He was excited about it.
Yeah, the two sophomores on the line, John Hendricks and Juan Bates. You know, being a sophomore myself, I get to know these guys. Hendricks, he's a hard worker. You know that guy. He's gonna bring it every single day. He breathes football, so he gets to make a big play like that on varsity in front of your home crowd. You know, be excited. Waiting for Bates to possibly make a play. Both guys waiting for their first sacks of the year. But those are two guys that the next couple of years in the GMC, you're gonna have to look out for them. Number 92 and number 94. You won't be forgetting those numbers anytime soon.
And Micah Cottrell.
Almost
punt
blocked.
Boomed about the 50-yard line. Brandon Dunn just going to take the fair catch. Comets officially will get it at the 45.
And what a punt. In your own end zone, you're able to get it past your own territory.
That was all air yards, too.
I know, no rolls or anything like that. It's an amazing punt. All Princeton could have asked for. So, a minute and 16 left. You gotta get something rolling on offense. The main thing is just get at least 3 going into half. Get some sort of momentum. You get the ball. You get the ball going into the second half. So if you're just able to, like we said, Gokul, he's been great this season. Get it into range. It's gonna be Sheaf again at quarterback.
Sheaf takes the snap. He runs. He's got some room, but can't break free of the tackle.
Comets got to hurry up to the ball. No timeouts left. Minute 10.
Offense.
You see Sheaf.
Comets keep the same 11 on the field.
Just now tick under a minute left.
Sheaf takes it. Faces the pressure on the left. Gets the ball down. Incomplete. Targeting Chase Blevins.
Chase Blevins so far seems to be his favorite target. He's had 2 pretty big plays, one of them being that catch down to the 10, unfortunately called back, all the way back to right around where Mason is right now at midfield. So 3rd down, the last thing you want to do is give Princeton the ball. And we've already seen their trickery, and their punt team just can't allow the ball to be in the hands of the white and red. They're going to put 53 back on the clock. See what the Comets dial up here.
Sheaf in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off to Tally. Tally nearly picks up the first down, but brought down quickly.
I feel like you got to go for it right now. Clock running, 40 seconds.
Yeah, not much risk here. Princeton won't have a lot of time, but Vikings going to call a timeout. They're going to make Coach Kastner think about it.
Really?
I can't blame them. It'll leave if the Comets can't convert on 4th down. It leaves about 30 seconds left on the clock. So there's a chance you can get in field goal range with a quick play.
Yeah, and
we saw a one play drive earlier in the game when Hambrick threw the touchdown pass to Jordan Houston. So Vikings are confident in their quick game offense.
Yeah, it's 2 straight games where Houston just caught a touchdown from Hambrick, and it feels like they get the ball again. You need a deep ball, put it in the hands of Hambrick. He's been for a running back, the way he's just putting the ball right on the money is
it was a beautiful
incredible.
throw.
Incredible.
Got to give him credit for it. Now Comets trotting back out there. Kai Wolfel in on offense. We got an interesting formation here. It's McManus and Wolfolk in the backfield.
So they might just push.
And Ashton. Sheaf is in at tight end. Comets are going to punt it.
Punting. Really? Punt on 4th and short? It's not a
Comets
fake either.
Have 2 number 9, so mistake. Sheaf for Estoesta. And brought down pretty quickly, so Comets going to punt away. And trust their defense to take them into halftime. It's just a 14-point deficit.
Yeah, the way the defense has been looking these past couple drives should be no problem. Hopefully I'm not putting out an announcer's jinx right now. I've been a victim of that a couple times last year, but 30 seconds left. Unless there's some trickery again like we saw a couple drives ago. I wonder if Princeton maybe just needs the ball, takes it into half. You don't want to risk anything. You already had a fumble earlier. So likely to just play it passive, take it into the half.
And Princeton in the victory formation here, just going to take a knee, bring us in. And so it's been a competitive game so far, but a couple key mistakes from the Comets, most notably an offensive pass interference in the red zone, and then 2 very quick touchdowns. I mean, that's what it's been. It's big plays. It was Antonio Hunter returning a punt for a touchdown, and it was David Hamburg finding Jordan Houston for a 40-yard touchdown on a flea flicker. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights earlier. Sakai Talley has been leading the way for the Comets, running violently, as we see right there. And here's another one. Talley definitely going to be counted on here in the second half. Preston Sheaf.
And then we look at this interception again. Really costly.
That really set the tone for Princeton. And then Hambrick on the trick play got Houston wide open.
So it's really just been those big plays for.
Watch another big play here. That, not the return for the touchdown here. Chase Blevins. This was the play that the Comets are going to be thinking about the entire locker room. But now, here it is. Antonio Hunter jukes past a couple defenders. House call.
It's really just been those big plays that Princeton's been up on, and it's just you gotta in the locker room. That's probably going to be the big thing of topic is just limit the huge plays and just come back and regroup.
Yep, and we're going to take a break for halftime and be back for all of the second half action. Thanks for tuning in to ICRC TV. Announcers, you guys are free.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello, and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Woodlawn Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to icrctv.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved. Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello, and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Woodlawn Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to icrctv.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved. Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from One Long Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRCTV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved. Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
What are you doing? What are you looking for? How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from One Long Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRCTV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved. Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Dwire Field. Comets currently trail the Princeton Vikings 14-0. We also have some scores from around the GMC. Sycamore and Coleraine tied 14-14. Lakota West up 21-0 on Middletown. Hamilton leading Oak Hill 17-7, and Fairfield up on Lakota East 21-7. I'm Andrew Little here with Daniel Panetti. In case you missed some of the first half, it was a really game of just a couple big plays for Princeton. Their first touchdown was a one-play drive, flea flicker from the running back David Hambrick to the receiver Jordan Houston, and then their second touchdown came from a punt return touchdown from Antonio Hunter. The Comets defense has been playing really well. It's just been those 2 burst plays.
Yeah, the defense has been pretty surprising, I'd say. They look a lot more like the first 2 weeks from Gahanna Lincoln and Oak Hills. A lot of very good rebounds so far from last week. This offense, however, they're still trying to find a rhythm. The thing is, though, for this offense, every drive they've gotten better. Every drive they've been able to put some sort of a thing together, and they're going to start out with the ball. So we'll see if it's still Schaaf coming out, or if maybe they run with Ashburst, the new half, new offense.
And the kickoff goes out of bounds, so Comets going to start with strong field position at the 40-yard line, 35-yard line from that penalty.
You're going to expect to see a lot of runs from Sakai Tally like we saw in the first half. He looks amazing. It's going to be Schaaf coming out in the offense, but Tally right behind him. He looked really good in the first half, and hopefully, this offense is hoping he can produce at that same level.
Ashton Schaaf take the snap. Hands off to Tally. Tally moves right, but he's met immediately. The ball's down on the ground.
And called dead, and it's Princeton football. One play, Tally fumbles it, and out of nowhere, it's recovered by number 7, the senior Jordan Houston. That's his first recovery of the year. Look at this again. Met right in the backfield and drops the ball.
Just loses it, and that's a horrible momentum kill for Mason. Their first drive of the game ended in an interception, and now their first drive of the second half into a fumble, and Princeton going to start with terrific field position inside the Comet 35.
So now Princeton, they might be able to make this a 3-possession game, but this Mason defense, they've had answers for D'Angelo Bird, Birch, and
Birch hands it off.
He keeps on moving, gets a first down and a little bit more.
David Hambrick, the sophomore. It's a big gain there. We're going to watch it again. Hambrick just gets a gap and carries some Comet defenders with him for another 5 yards.
Sets up a first down. This defense, they know how good of an option team that Princeton is, but you just got to be able to shut down the run.
Hambrick gets it again. He's got a gap, but tripped up by Wolford.
Same play, almost same result. Just a dive up the middle. I have a feeling they're going to keep on doing that this drive and see if Mason can just get some sort of an answer.
Birch takes the snap again to Hambrick. He picks up the first down.
You have 3 straight dives. It really sets up the option for Birch to keep it. I have a feeling that's what we might see. Same formation, except this time Birch keeps it, takes it to the left side. That would, I'm not an offensive coordinator or anything, but I think that would be my call.
Yeah, right here. After a couple run plays, maybe dial up the play action, try to catch the Comet defense off guard. 2 receivers to the left. Birch gonna keep it, and he's met pretty quickly, but able to get a couple yards. Good first down run from D'Angelo Birch.
There's the option again that we just talked about. And Mason a little bit better. Liam McMains and the sophomore Juan Bates there on the tackle. So see if they can get some sort of a goal line stand, just force 3.
Princeton at the 6-yard line. Birch takes it, hands it off to Hambrick. It's going to be close.
Pushes forward, they're not going to get it.
Now the run stuffer. John Hendricks checks in. Not quite enough for the first down here. 3rd and 2 at the 3-yard line.
Potential goal line stand at the 3. The way Hambrick's been running this drive, he's able to get a lot of yards after contact.
Birch hands it off to Hambrick. He's got space on the left. getting run down and met in the backfield by Charlie Raymond. Excuse me, that's Kyle Wilson, the safety.
Kyle Wilson, the senior safety, going into this game, he's had 8 total tackles. He's been one of the best guys, especially interception-wise. 2 interceptions on the season.
Just went downhill there, made the big-time stop, and now Princeton going to be forced to kick the field goal. And it's up, and it's good. Very low kick, but gets the job done.
So nice job by the Mason defense. You allow a couple big runs, but at the end of the drive, you only let them get 3.
Yeah, bend don't break there from the comments.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see this offense come back on again. It's been the same plan or same goal pretty much every drive. It's just get something started, get some sort of a momentum. It's hard to get momentum in your way when you have turnovers like that. Just gotta have better ball security and just try to develop a drive.
So Comet offense gonna have to trot back on the field and forget about that fumble on the last drive and take the little bit of momentum they got from the goal line stand, not allowing a touchdown and move forward. Still a lot of time left in this game. Raymond and Dunn back to return.
We'll see if Mason can get a return of their own. We've seen a kickoff return and a punt return. One brought for a touchdown, one brought to the opposite 20. So if Mason's able to, most of the kickoffs already tonight have just been touchbacks, but if they're able to get something maybe midfield or even farther, set the offense up really well.
Fingers kick. Returned by Dunn. He makes a man miss. He's running down the sideline. That's a good return. Past the 35.
That takes it to the 35. One of the first returns we've seen off of the kickoffs tonight. And Masons, they're going to get their best field position that they've had all game. He's coming from a kickoff. So the run game, it didn't work last drive. But the thing, Sheaf, the more he's been settled into this game, the better his passes have looked. So you wonder if you see the play action and rolling out has been big for Sheaf so far.
Sheaf takes it. He's gonna run. Met quickly by a swarm of Viking defenders. Gets it about a yard.
It looked like it might have been an option, but Sheaf wasn't able to get the ball out. A lot of designed quarterback runs we've seen from Sheaf so far tonight. It's not a lot of passing. It feels like that really just is what they're missing as of now. The run game, it's kind of been there, but you got to keep this defense on their toes a little bit.
Sheaf bobbles the snap, but caught by Adesanya. Disaster averted, but Comet's going to lose a lot of yardage on that play.
Almost handed it off to Princeton. That was Gino Neosmith back there in an instant.
Nesmith got there before the handoff, blew up the play, but a high snap, and Comet's lucky to not turn the ball over there.
And Kylie Jared as well. Both guys a combined 5 sacks on the year, 14 tackles for loss. They're used to getting back in the backfield really quickly.
Sheaf rolls out, evades a defender, and he's going to find his target on the sideline. Billhorn.
And there's a throw. Been looking for it all half. Sheaf able to make a guy miss, and a nice throw.
And that's the best play we've seen from Sheaf so far. Rolls out, facing pressure, makes the man miss, steps forward, finds Billhorn, who then does a spin move, gets the first down. It's a great play. Can build off that.
It's really been the Ashton Sheaf and Colin Billhorn connection this game. Feels like every time that Sheaf, he's been under a lot of pressure when throwing. You find Billhorn, he's going to bail you out.
Now Sheaf takes it, sweeps to Jaden Smith. He rolls but misses. Runs right into a couple Princeton defenders, so loses several yards there. Just some miscommunication between the quarterback and running back there.
Yeah, Princeton was just ready for it. They've had they've had a lot of the outside kind of sweeps or pitches to the outside. That time Princeton was just ready for it. They're the #1 Russian defense in the GMC for a reason. They only allow about 25 rushing yards per game. And that sounds unbelievable, but you know, stats don't lie, and they're showing it as of right now that they're not letting anything get to the outside.
Tally in the backfield. Sheaf. When that pocket collapsed quickly, he's brought down.
It's number 17, Oliverson. That's his first sack of the season, the junior.
To see, initially had a clean pocket, but then Gino Nesmith, Jamie and Overson just got there. Sheaf couldn't get the ball out.
Yeah, he had a clean pocket. Looked like he was stepping up to maybe get something downfield. He just didn't have enough time. And Mason, they're still getting closer to midfield, but see if they can just get something going. Another design quarterback draw.
And that's gonna, Comet's gonna be forced to punt, get nothing there.
And
promising drive gonna end.
A little bit of pushing and shoving after the play, but nothing big. So Quinn Brown is going to come back out for yet another punt. Each punt, he's looked better. That first one to forget, but ever since that leg, Brown has been, you know, what it's looked like all season.
Quinn Brown back to punt.
Get a whistle.
Dead.
See where it is. Might be a false start. Without early of a whistle, it is. Ref's gonna meet around the 45. It's gonna be on Princeton.
Thomas had in such a poor spot, still gonna have to punt here, but helps out a little bit, gives Brown
some more room to get off a nice punt.
Pin him back a few more yards, gonna help the defense out.
I really hope he's done it already tonight. Antonio Hunter.
Gotta watch out for Hunter. High snap, Brown loses it. He's gonna run, gonna try to get a punt off, and he just holds it and chucks it. Finds it. So that play could have gone a lot worse. Quinn Brown throwing.
At least he can throw.
Yeah, not something we expected to see the rest of the year, and that might not have been good for the shoulder. Yeah. Doctor might not be happy tomorrow, but.
Well, it did look a little wobbly, but then again, probably wasn't expecting to throw it.
It's like an underhand flick. We'll get a bad snap. That's going to be talked about tomorrow in the film room. Brown able to evade the pressure and then just tosses it as he takes a big hit into the sideline. I don't know how he found a receiver there, but.
Just the last.
Yeah, Vikings going to start with the ball around midfield.
The last effort. Well, hey, maybe that means he can throw a little bit. I don't think we expect Brown to be making any more.
If anything, I think that might be signal the end of Brown's punting days more so than the start of anything else. Birch, play action. He's facing pressure from Hendricks. He has to throw the ball at the feet of Antonio Hunter.
Mason's done a nice job of keeping Birch out of the pocket. There he tried to stay in, was clean for about a second, but some pressure on the outside. Looked to be number 92, the sophomore John Hendricks from the edge. Wasn't able to get Birch, but he was able to get him outside the pocket, cause him to throw it away. Nice defense once again. Only 17 points for one of the highest scoring teams. Princeton, they average about 30 a game. Let's get a couple on the handoff to Hamburg. Dwire's in on the tackle. He's been having such a special game so far. It'll cause 3rd and 6 for the Vikings. Mason trying, not field goal range yet, maybe 4 down territory.
Birch takes it, another play action. He finds Michael Cottrell. Takes it the 1st down.
Cottrell, it's his 3rd reception of the year. He's had 2 so far for 41 yards, and when he does get the ball, he gets a lot of yards. Take a look at this replay. Nice play action. Steps up and slant over the middle. Should be on Hendricks on the tackle. Nice job to get low and not let anything pass. It'll be 1st and 10. Once again for Princeton.
Birch drops back, aiming for the end zone. Intercepted by Charlie Raymond. Comets get the swing of momentum they've been waiting for.
And definitely some miscommunication. It looked like it was just him in the end zone. Raymond standing right there. So Princeton looked to be getting a drive, and now all of a sudden it's Mason football again. They'll get the ball at the 20, and another turnover for Mason.
Charlie Raymond, right place, right time. The route, we're assuming was a blown route there, but Raymond takes advantage. Turnover for the Comets, keeps Princeton off the board. Now we're seeing some floaty toys thrown in the student section. They're excited.
It's a black hole, it's a beach theme tonight, and they definitely showed out.
And Charlie Raymond gets the belt after the turnover.
That belt looks pretty real.
It is a real belt. Kyle Wilson got it after winning Skyline MVP a couple weeks ago, and there's going to be a face mask on this play. Sakai Talley brought down by the helmet right away.
So that's going to be a automatic 1st down for Mason. Talked about how many times Princeton gets penalized, and you know Mason, they're at the point where they'll take anything they can get. There it is, a face mask on Princeton.
And what you're hoping if you're Mason here is that after that turnover, Princeton now starts to fall back and make more mistakes. You know, we saw a lot of penalties at the beginning of the game. They've cleaned that up a little bit here. But if Comets can start taking advantage of these mistakes, they can get right back in this game. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Only down 17. You know, comeback is still possible.
I really want to see Mason try something long. I want to see maybe a deep ball. We still haven't seen much of Braden Greer so much this season, and we know how good of a deep threat he is. Might have to take a chance.
Play action, rolling out right, and looking for Chase Blevins. Sticky coverage. I think the Comets sideline wanted some pass interference.
And just had to throw it away. Seems almost every time that Sheik's been throwing the ball, it's been a play action bootleg to the side. That time doesn't work, and you know Princeton, they've got to be expecting it. You know, there's not much variety so much from Mason, and you're hoping maybe a little difference in play calls can help.
Sheaf takes the snap. Again, rolls right, has some protection. Looking deep to Braden Greer. Nearly brings it down. Would have been a catch of the game.
There it is, Greer upset with himself. There's the deep ball that we were just talking about. Maybe a little underthrown by Sheaf, and Greer's down.
I think he got the wind knocked out of him trying to bring that ball in. Hopefully Greer's okay as the trainers trot out.
Hit the ground kind of hard with it being turf field. Big controversy, especially in the NFL the past couple of years. You hope that's just what it is. Maybe got wind knocked out of him a little bit, but you like to see the aggression.
Yeah, and it's a great ball from Sheaf. Pump fake, launches it. Greer did everything right until the very end. Jordan Houston got in the way.
was nice defense. Maybe a little bit underthrown, but you see how close it was to working, and Greer able to run off of the sideline. That's huge. You love to see that from a guy who's one of your top receivers on the team. And when he's on, he's one of the best in the GMC. Finished top 5 in yards last season with the connection of Larson Brown. So you wonder if Mason stays with that sort of aggression, because just a little under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. You gotta start getting points up on the board. 3-possession game. Sheaf gonna bring the running back up, motions him to the side.
Sheaf pitches it to Tally, but he's met immediately in the backfield. 3rd down, and now Comets have to punt. There's a flag thrown after the play.
And
see who this is on. This could shift the game. Tally's helmet came off. That's probably not a good sign from Princeton's side.
Second time tonight that we've seen the helmet come off. It's a personal foul.
Roughness called on the Vikings.
Oh man, you cannot afford that if you're Princeton. Just about to get the ball back, and you just gave Mason 15 yards and a 1st down.
Officials still meeting here. I think Kastner. Okay, waiting to make sure that there wasn't an offsetting penalty. There's not. Comets are moving up to midfield. They catch a big break there. We talked about it earlier in this drive. After that turnover, how is Princeton going to respond? And
getting
right there, let the emotions get the best of you. You're up 17, you're in control of this game. Those plays can't happen.
Good to see Braden Greer back in the game. Looks like it probably just was. A little wind knocked out of him.
Sheaf hands it off to Smith. He's running tall. And met him in the backfield.
Princeton running game once again. We're seeing, you got 2 minutes left. You're probably gonna have to start having more of those deep shots. You were so close with Greer. We've seen the connection with Billhorn tonight, and Blevins, and that's something that Mason will probably need to do again. Just try and throw something up.
Ashurst checks in the game. Interesting formation here with McManus and Jordan in at tight end, Jaden Brogdon out left, and Tally falls forward for a solid gain of 5.
Ashurst in the game, another run.
3rd and 5. We'll see if Ashurst stays on the field. It looks like he's going to. He takes the play call. He hasn't had a chance to throw the ball yet. Had a tough game last week against Hamilton, but played pretty well in the 4th quarter against Oak Hills in week 2. Gonna try to build some momentum on this play.
See if they trust him enough.
Jaden Brogdon,
the sophomore, out to the
alone
left.
Outside on the left.
He's a great deep threat. See if they maybe give him a shot.
And hands it off to Tally. Tally's got room. Breaks to the sideline, pushes forward, gets the 1st down. Tally, just so much fun to watch him run the football.
Yeah, he breaks out to the outside. It's hard to get him down. It's a little smaller for a running back, but that means he's going to be a lot more agile.
He breaks a couple tackles. Get some help from Brogdon on the block. If you're a sophomore like Brogdon, wanting to get some playing time on Friday Night Lights, you need to throw some effort on the blocks, and he did right there. Comets pick up the 1st down.
That's something Kastner's going to love for film. And Brogdon, he's gonna be a big name for years to come. Only a sophomore right now, but the big frame, he's gonna be good.
And rolls out, finds Cale Jordan. Jordan's got some space. Up to the 25. Comets offense, they're rolling. Jordan gets to the sideline with 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
There's the first throw from Caden Ashurst, and it's a play action. It's a perfect play call. Princeton, you knew that they were running the ball every time with Ashurst. A great ball on the play action, defender in his face.
With pressure coming. It's an impressive play.
So Mason in the red zone, and this time it's not coming back.
So we're gonna head to the 4th quarter. Comets driving down the field, trailing the Vikings 17-0. We're gonna take a quick break and be back for all the 4th quarter action. And we're back for the fourth quarter. Comets driving. Aston Sheaf looking for Chase Blevins, and it's intercepted by Jordan Houston. He's got room. Brought down at the 30-yard line. So Comets had a great drive going, and big play from the senior Jordan Houston ends the drive.
Had him wide open too, just put too much air on it, and he's gonna make you pay for that. That's so unfortunate. It's such a promising drive. And the Princeton offense gonna come back out.
Burst threw an interception in the end zone on the Vikings' last possession.
Likely to see an option here.
He's going to keep it on the read option. Falls forward for 4 or 5 yard gain.
And that's such a heartbreaker right there. Mason, they were having their best drive, just connected on a nice pass from Ashurst, and you know, it's just a rookie mistake of putting too much air on a ball that, you know, just needs to have a little more zip. But, you know, good thing about making mistakes like that is Sheaf is going to learn from it, and, you know, they're going to look over it on film. He's going to notice what he did wrong in these next couple weeks, able to improve.
And Hambrick brought down right around line of scrimmage.
Tackled by 33, Noah Dowers once again having himself a great night. One of the biggest bright spots on this defense where we've mentioned a couple times.
So third down. Comets fans trying to get the energy going, preparing for a big play here. Birch takes the snap, throws the bubble to Antonio Hunter, and he's brought down immediately. Stephen McCalmont. So Comets force the 3 and out after the interception.
Stephen McCalmont, one of the best guys on this defense. 12 total tackles, that'll be number 13. Great job of getting low, evading the blocks, and Princeton's, they're gonna have to punt again. So there's another 3 and out forced by the Mason Comets. This offense is gonna get another shot. There's still a lot of time left in the fourth.
Done. Back to return the punt. And he's got some room, makes a man miss, takes a big hit, but up to the 40.
Nice job to get a little bit of space for the offense. We'll see if maybe after last drive with the nice throw, we might see Ashurst get a couple more snaps, look really good on play action, get a replay of this, able to make one guy miss. Gets hit hard. Defense, that was Andre Parker, the sophomore, who got him on that. And it is going to be Ashurst. So Ashurst gets into the game once again.
Hands it off to Talley. Talley makes a few guys miss. Said that a lot tonight. Just pushing forward after contact. Gets 4 yards.
Yeah, he's done a great job tonight of being able to make guys miss, get through the line and make something out of nothing, really. Ashurst's gonna stay in. You wonder if, you know, only one pass so far tonight, and he has looked good, so you wonder if Coach Little dials something up. Fumbles the snap again, and he's able to get it back. It's the second time tonight that's happened. And we might have a Princeton guy down.
Flag on the field. Officials discussing it.
He's able to get back up.
It is against Princeton.
might have been an offsides kind of getting in the way of that snap. Got 9 minutes left. I was able to pick up the ball. You know, you're not really able to get much of a handoff there. Asher's going to stay in the game. 9 minutes left. You do have enough time if you get a touchdown this drive. The way the defense has been playing, you know, Mason is certainly not out of this game yet. Just maybe a new hand at quarterback can give them a little bit of momentum. They're going to get up to midfield after that penalty.
Ashurst under center. Takes the snap. Gets it quickly. The tight end. Slim McManus.
Dart to McMains there on the pass. So Asher's 2 for 2 on the day so far. Nice job being able to stay in the pocket. No need to go out and try to make something happen on the outside. Just staying in.
Ashurst takes it, hands it off to Tally. Tally with a move right, gets one guy down, but only picks up a yard.
And Oliverson a little slow to get up for Princeton. Maybe got about 1, but you know, it might be time to shift away from the run game. 7:45 left. Maybe we see another deep ball. The one from Sheaf was super close. And Sheaf's going to check back into the game.
3 receivers. Jordan in at tight end. Tally in the backfield. Sheaf takes the shotgun. And Tally met quickly. He's brought down by Kylie Jarrett.
That's Jarrett, one of the best, a junior for Princeton. He's been a little quiet in the first half, but the second half he's been all over the field. That's a loss of 5. Look at this replay. He just swarms back into the backfield. You know, Tally pretty much has nowhere to go.
Sheaf gets it to Tally on the screen. 3rd down,
room.
Tally's moving, got the 1st down and more. Gets another man missed. He's going all the way to the 20. Evading tacklers.
There's the offensive play of the game so far. And that could be a game changer. Mason, after it was a huge amount they had to get, able to get the screen off. You got the 3 lead blockers. Textbook screen, cuts it back inside here on the replay. Makes 2 guys miss. And Mason, now about a yard away from the red zone. You really got to make something happen here. Last time the Comets were in this situation for an interception, I try to be a little more conservative.
Bill Horn in motion. Sheaf hands it off to Adesanya. He's following his blockers. Going to fall forward for about 4.
It's the most rushes we've seen from Adesanya all year. And he's looked pretty promising. You know, no huge breakout runs, but he's a lot more of a short distance kind of guy that you're gonna put, especially if the Comets get to about the 2 or the 3 yard line.
Trying to manage 2 wires is a toughie.
We've also seen Liam McMains in that situation as well.
Tally has it. Can't break free. It's 2 yards, going to force 3rd and 5 at the 15-yard line. Brought down by the sophomore Andrew Wells.
The run game is not exactly working this drive. Ashurst is going to check back into the game. it's almost a clear passing situation. The last couple of runs haven't worked. And from what we've seen tonight from Ashurst, his arms look pretty good. Let's see if they go with him to pass.
Ashurst hands it off again to Talley, and he gets pushed back a lot. That was Jamie and Overson on the TFL special teams unit checking in.
Just not sure why you run it there. It's third and pretty long. You know, Princeton, they've looked good on the run so far.
Push back now. Max Gogol gonna line up for the field goal attempt.
He's looked great this season.
About a 37-yarder.
Good snap, good hold, and he drills it.
Through.
Had a lot of distance on it too. Would have hit it maybe even 10 yards back. So Mason, they get on the board here, 17-3. You know, the shutout is over 3 minutes and 38 seconds left. The way this defense has been playing, Mason could easily get a couple more tries on offense. Just got to contain this Princeton offense.
Gogol gets the comments on the board now. Under 4 minutes left. They've got to pick things up. Defense needs a quick 3 and out, and then a few miracles. But kickoff team heads out.
I wonder if we even potentially see an onside kick here. We're getting into.
It's certainly possible. You know, a little early. But you're down 2 scores. You might not have a choice.
But we've seen.
If this was me in Madden, I think I might be going for the onside kick here. I don't know about you, Daniel.
Maybe not me. I'm a little more conservative.
But 4 minutes in Madden's not exactly the same as 4 minutes in a high school football game.
A lot different. But we've seen Kastner be aggressive in situations like this. On a time where maybe. Oh, and it looks like they really might.
Princeton looking ready for either the onside kick or the normal kickoff.
Looks like it is going to be an onside.
Onside. Comets get it. I think that got the distance. Needs to go travel 10 yards before it can be picked up.
It looked good. Does Mason have it?
No flag on the field. We're waiting on an official decision.
And there is a flag. It looks like it might not have went the 10 yards. Officials talking about it.
Yeah, Comet defense on the field, so they're going to say didn't get the 10 yards. I think it got 8 or 9.
Yeah, ref points in the Mason direction. It's illegal touching. Mason did get it, but it just needed to roll just about another yard. So Princeton, they're going to get the ball around midfield. Pretty good field positioning.
D'Lo Birch in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He hands it off to Tino Brown Freeman. Picks up a couple yards. And Kastner calls his first timeout. 3:34 remaining in the game.
See if it looks like Mason might start burning their timeouts a little earlier than most, but you know, you are getting to the point. It is a 14-point game, 2 possessions. You got to get a stop here, and then keep the hot hand going on offense. But right now, it's just a job of stopping Princeton. Only 3 points here in the second half. Mason has done a great job of getting getting the Princeton defense off of the field. The defense is going to regroup. You're likely to see a lot of runs either from Birch or from the running backs. Hambrick, obviously getting a huge workload tonight.
Now Birch, Hambrick back in the backfield. 2nd and 7, Comets.
They're gonna hand it
Can't
off.
get Hambrick. He's running forward. He's got space. He breaks free, but tripped up by McCalmont. Was 1 step away from a touchdown there.
And that likely would have sealed it if so. And we got a Princeton guy down. It's Jordan Houston. The trainers are going to come out. This replay one more time. It's a fake. Able to break a couple tackles.
Missed tackle there, and then McCalmont.
Ooh, that looked
stops
to be
him short.
That looked to be a non-contact injury.
Sometimes those are the scariest ones.
And just the way he fell, that did not look good. Houston, one of the best receivers, not only for Princeton, but in the GMC. He had that huge touchdown earlier. And it's just something that you hate to see. You really hope that he's okay. That'd be a huge loss for Princeton.
Getting checked out by the trainers, hoping for the best for him. 3.5 minutes still left in this game. Comets trying to finish this one out, and then next week look ahead to their matchup at Fairfield. Those two teams have had some excellent games in the past few years, played each other in the playoffs 2 years ago. Fairfield knocked Mason out, and then last year Mason got their revenge on senior night with a big 30-point victory. Fairfield led by their star quarterback Talon Fisher,
who leads the GMC in rushing yards right now.
Yeah, he's one of the top recruits in Ohio. He's been playing since he was a true freshman there.
I think Talon Fisher is a really good comparison of what Birch can be.
Absolutely,
in the
I think
future.
Birch has that kind of ceiling, especially in this offense surrounded by a lot of great playmakers like Houston.
Houston able to get off the field. It's great to see.
Hambrick takes it, and he's just pushing forward. He's really coming alive, and when you're up in a 1 or 2 score game trying to kill some clock, the running back has a super important role, and Hambrick is definitely doing his job right now, fighting for that extra yardage.
About 3 minutes left. You're just expecting Princeton to run off the rest of this clock. No need for any throws. You know, you've done all you can, especially already in field goal range. The way Hambrick's been running the ball tonight, being able to make guys miss, drops the snap. Birch is able to fall on it, though. That could have been huge if Mason was able to fall on it. We've seen a couple of drop snaps so far tonight.
And from both sides.
Both sides. So it's a huge sigh of relief for
another timeout called. Out of this 3rd and 6.
2:37 left. Princeton obviously in field goal range. The chance to make it once again a 3-possession game. And the way special teams has looked, right now would be pretty much easy distance for the kickers. But you know, if Princeton's able to get a first down here, you wonder if that might be a sealer.
Yeah, definitely come back looking out of reach for the Comets, but still trying to get the ball back, get some points on the board. 3rd and 6 is a critical play.
Sends it off to Hambrick.
Brought down. So Comets gonna force a field goal attempt here. They're gonna get the ball back. It's a little over 2 minutes left in the game.
And you really are at the point when Mason does get the ball back. The handout, the run game has got to see a little bit of a decrease. You got to
have to go to the air attack, and Braden Greer almost had that big play. Chase Blevins had a big play called back by a penalty. The Comets have had some success in the passing game,
especially with Colin Billhorn, and he's been one of the biggest bright spots in the passing game. But like you said, Braden Greer, such a close opportunity. We're still waiting to see a big play from him. You know, of course, had that huge touchdown at the end in the playoffs last year versus Sycamore. You know, of course, a touchdown this next drive wouldn't win the game, but at least you got to get something going into next week. You know, you might be at that point where it's like yeah, comeback is probably out of question, but you just want to get something to
build some momentum. You're keeping it close with the best team in the GMC. Princeton, remember, knocked off Lakota West, who's one of the best teams in the city. Reigning GMC champs, they beat them by 15, held them to only a field goal. Comets are in a similar spot, but Princeton keeping their offense out there for 4th down. You know, can't really hurt to keep the team out there. Try to pick up the 1st down and close this game out.
Yeah, if you don't get it, then Mason
got to travel a long way anyways.
Wonder if they might try to do a hard count.
Yeah,
Looks like
that's what it was. Tried to force the offsides, would have been enough for a 1st down, but Comets stay strong, stay disciplined, and field goal unit gonna come out.
Looking next week for both teams, Mason will be at Fairfield, and Princeton will be home against Hamilton. It's gonna be really nice to see Hamilton and Princeton, two of the best teams in the GMC so far this year.
Hamilton had a fantastic game last week against the Comets. Their defense played the lights out, and then their offense returned the favor, scored 37, held the Comets to just 6, blocked an extra point on the lone touchdown. If they're riding some momentum, certainly.
It's the potential to be possibly a game of the year, especially this early in the season. You know, Mason, Fairfield, they're trying to figure things out, especially last year on senior night. That was the game, and you know, Mason, they blew out Fairfield. It was,
and that's stuff that stays in your memory, especially if you're Talon Fisher did not have the showing he wanted.
Oh yeah, you know, he's gonna be ready to get back out against this Comet defense, and with the skill set that he has, you know, one of the best passers and the best running quarterback in the GMC. And Princeton's going to attempt a field goal here. Good snap, good hold, little low, but nevertheless, it's still good.
And now it's a 3-score game, so, you know, like we said, that pretty much guarantees that the Vikings are going to take a victory here. We've seen crazy things happen. I don't know if we've seen crazier things happen.
I don't think we've seen anything that would be a level of this, you know, a 17-point comeback in 3 minutes.
But yeah, Comet's not going to roll over. Going to try to build some momentum for the rest of the season here on this drive. You know, there's been bright spots. I think that both quarterbacks have had their moments. We saw Ashurst make a couple good plays facing pressure, including a dart to Colin Billhorn for a 1st down.
And we've
seen Sheaf throw a couple nice deep balls, but it's been the mistakes. Sheaf's interception, the fumble from Talley, just keeping the Comets out of this game. These little mistakes, and then obviously the 2 touchdowns from Princeton were just big chunk plays.
Yeah, three turnovers from Mason. You're not going to win a game when you play like that. And Mason, they're at a point where they can kind of experiment a little bit with the offense. I wonder if we see a little more of Ashurst, see him get a couple more passes in before the final whistle, because you're kind of at a point where you don't have much to lose. You know, you getting 3 and out. You know, it's not like you're exactly missing anything. So we'll see if they try to give Ashurst a little bit of more time, or maybe they see what Sheaf can do in the final 2 minutes.
Dunn lets that one sail into the end zone. Touchback. Comets start their drive at the 20-yard line.
Mason still hasn't gotten their offense out on the field.
Both Ashurst and Sheaf in that huddle.
Probably going to see a bit of a mix this drive.
Sheaf
I
heads
guess.
out to open the drive.
And I feel like you kind of have to give the quarterback some passing attempts here. You know, you're not really gaining anything from the run. You've seen what you have from that all game.
Drops back, facing the pressure, and just throws it away. It's the right move.
Nice.
Gino Nesmith is there with the pressure.
And there's some improvement too. We saw the first drive he tried to force something, and it ended up being intercepted. You know, that time almost in the same situation, but makes a smart move. Just get it away. You got 3 more downs left. You know, no need to force anything. She's gonna stay out there once again. in the shotgun, running back to his right. 2 receivers on each side.
Sheaf once again drops back, steps up, and he's going to run, has a little bit of space on the left, makes a man miss, and drops forward for 5 yards.
Seems like he's pretty comfortable in his running ability. He's taken off a couple times tonight. You know, pretty good runner and thrower. Kind of hurries up the offense. Bounce back once again, throws it left side and is caught, but it won't be a first down.
Yeah, out of bounds. They're intended for Blevins. So Common's going to keep the offense out. 1:53 left in this game.
Yeah, and why?
4th and medium.
And why not? You know, there's 1:53 left. 4th down. You know, you realize it's kind of out of reach, so just see what you got. You know, no need to punt, because you give the ball back to Princeton, they just go in that victory formation, and it's game over. Sheaf going to come back out for 4th down. See if they maybe try to dial up a long ball.
Blevins in motion. Sheaf drops back, and he steps up into the pocket, finds Billhorn, gets the first down.
It was a dart to Billhorn. Nice play. Had to step up in the pocket, collapsed a little bit. Able to hit Billhorn on, looked to be an in route.
Showing off his mobility, good footwork there, evading the pressure, finds the open man. Then Sheaf, on this last play, just found Chase Blevins on the sideline for about 5 yards.
So a nice 2-play, 2 completions. You know, get a variety of plays in, see what works, see what doesn't, and try to establish something going into Fairfield next week.
Some GMC scores. Lakota West up 28-0 on Middletown in the 4th quarter. Hamilton up 17-7 on Oak Hills. Sheaf drops back again, steps up. He's got room to run. Nearly intercepted. That one looked like it was going straight into the hands of Jamie and Olverson, but avoids the turnover.
And he not happy, Jarrett, that he wasn't able to bring that in. Would have been his first interception of the season. A lot of times, a lot of miscommunication from Sheaf throwing it. It's almost looking like he's throwing it to Princeton guys. But I like that Mason is letting him throw a lot more this drive. Just get him a little more acclimated. Drops back. It's going to be a screen pass. It's caught, and he has some room. Tries to make a guy miss. But Talley able to get into Princeton territory. That screen pass, it has been working the couple times that Mason's ran it tonight.
Yeah, Talley, had a great game. Really great when he gets into space, just like he does there.
And he looks to be limping a little bit. He's going to come out.
He's had some ankle trouble this year.
That'll
waddling off to the sideline.
That'll likely be it for Talley. No need to put him in.
Junior Jaden Smith checks in.
But now you know that screen pass is something that Mason could really use next week.
Sheaf steps up. He's going to run. Going for the sideline, picks up the first down and gets out. Avoids contact. 59 seconds remaining in this game.
See if Mason's able to put up 7 before we get out of here. And so far, the more that Mason has been given putting the ball in Sheaf's hands, where they've been able to put together a nice drive. So showing a bit of promise. Jane Smith in the backfield to the left of Sheaf.
Sheaf takes the snap, drops back, facing pressure, steps up. Greer has some space downfield, but can't find him.
Greer had the separation on the defender, but You know, Sheaf probably knowing last time a little bit of an underthrow, gave him too much space on that, just wasn't able to work. You know, you think that might be something that they hammer big on in practice this week, is that connection, because, I mean, you know how good of a receiver Braden Greer is. If you're able to get that connection rolling, you know, this offense could go far.
Sheaf takes it again. He's looking to Greer. Scrambles out. Finds Billhorn wide open in the middle of the field, but there's several flags on the field. Sheaf may have crossed the line of scrimmage on that throw. 45 seconds left in this game.
Look at this replay. I really like how even when he's stepping up, he's still keeping his eyes downfield. There's been so many times tonight where he's had to move around in the pocket.
Yeah, catch his eyes a little too downfield, though, as he crossed the line of scrimmage on that pass, so yeah, that play is going to come back.
You do got to keep that in mind. Can't cross, but it is a good trait that you find in you know, a quarterback making his first start.
Yeah, and you know that awareness of where you are in the field will come with more reps.
Of course, but you know, a lot of times when guys step up, they just immediately resort to the run. But Sheaf's doing a nice job of still keeping his eyes downfield, looking for anything.
Sheaf dumps it off to Smith. Gets out of bounds after a couple. Third and 6 or 7 coming up here. 34 seconds to go in this game.
Yeah, and we talked about how every drive has gotten better aside from the turnovers. Every drive Mason has, they've been showing more and more promise. And, you know, Princeton, they're the best team in the GMC for a reason. They have so much talent. And, you know, you weren't expecting Mason to put up a bunch of points, but you just like the way that they've been playing.
Looking for Smith. Can't get it to him in time. Now I'm going to set up 4th down.
Got to keep the offense on the field here. No need to take the 3.
Once again, Sheaf and Smith in the backfield. He's got room on the left. He's going to scramble. Can't pick up the first down. And that's going to be it for this Comet offense.
It's going to be a turnover on downs. The Vikings are going to get it back, and they'll go into victory formation. So Princeton's going to take this game 20-3. Overall, you like what you've seen from the defense. They've shown a lot of improvement from last week. You know, the Princeton offense, first in points, they're going to put up points regardless of whoever they're facing. So you like what you've seen from this defense, especially guys like Noah Dowers. You know, he might have been the best guy on this defense.
Yeah, for the Comets, unfortunately, it was a couple mistakes. You know, we're susceptible to the trick play. The first touchdown Princeton had, the flea flicker, and then a couple interceptions, a fumble, a penalty that brought back what would have set up probably a touchdown drive, and then after that, susceptible to a special teams error. Princeton scored on a return. And yeah, D'Lo Birch takes the victory formation. Princeton going to continue their undefeated season up to 4-0 now. Comets drop to 500. They're 2-2. Like Daniel said earlier, Comets will face Fairfield at Fairfield next week. Comets have some things to work on after this week, but overall, you know, solid performance from the defense. Princeton, it wasn't a pretty win. It was, you know, I'd say they would win ugly, but sometimes you have to do that. We're gonna watch some of the highlight plays from today's game.
Yeah, and there's the big punt return for a touchdown from
Antonio Hunter.
You know, that kind of blew the door open, made it 14-0. And we talk about, you know, they weren't able to put together big drives to score points. It just really depends how you get it. You know, 7-7 at the end of the day.
Pass rush played a big role. And there's some of the blunders the Comets had. Quinn Brown was able to evade a disaster play on special teams there.
Even made a throw.
Birch was intercepted by Charlie Raymond in one of the defensive highlights for the Comets. There's a better look at it. And Sakai Talley and Caden Ashurst.
Yeah, from the few passes we've seen from Ashurst, you wonder if they maybe go with.
He looked more comfortable this week, certainly.
Definitely
There's
did.
one of the multiple interceptions. That was Jordan Houston, who played both ways tonight.
Yeah, so the Vikings, they're going to go on and face Hamilton next week, and Mason, they're going on to Fairfield. You've seen good from both teams. You've seen bad from both teams. And Mason, they're going to go down 20-3. It'll give them a 1-3 record, and Princeton moves on to 4-0.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I've been Andrew Little here with Daniel Panetti. Huge thank you to ICRC for having us. Thanks to everybody working the crew, back in the truck, working the cameras. They made this possible. Thank you for watching, and have a great night. We're good. Hi.